intercepted and on his feet. And there's that man again, Chris. Dalen Land off the deflection, able to get the interception.
The Nathan Brown Show is presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conway and broadcasted live at their location at 955 South Amity Road.
Handoff, Chambers. Touchdown, Central Arkansas, and there it is. For the first time in his career, the redshirt freshman, Landon Chambers, into the end zone for a score.
And it's also brought to you in part by HD Roofing and Construction, Highland Dairy, Moix RV, and Fairfield Inn & Suites.
Looking left, man-to-man, Arlie Lee down the sideline, looking for it, and he caught it over the shoulder at the 5. Did he reach it? And he did! Holy cow, what a touchdown! 48 yards, and the first score of the season for Arlie Lee.
Now let's head to Walk-Ons and join Nathan Brown and Justin A. Craig.
All right, welcome in. It is week number 3. Hello. All right, there you go. Nathan Brown, Justin Acree, Bears celebrating a big win over UAPB to get their first victory of the season, and we are going to talk about that. Look ahead to this week. The Bears are back at home on the Stripes, and Coach, congratulations, a convincing victory against UAPB in a game that was dominated by the Bears. A few turnovers made the score a little more respectable, but 41-17, and a lot of things to be excited about, a few things to clean up this week.
Yeah, I was proud of the effort. I thought going from week 1 to week 2, we had a great attention to detail in practice and prep work, and it translated on the football field. And so excited about that and the performance we had. Again, it's one of those games you really kind of love as a coach because you won pretty handily. You did some good things as far as holding their offense to minimal gains, and then obviously we were able to get over 600 yards of offense, but it didn't come without adversity, and so we had to fight through some adversity, fight through some tough moments, especially early in the game, and we were able to sustain it and kind of weather it and come away with a successful night when it was all said and done.
Well, the offensive player of the week goes to Luther Richardson in his second game as a Central Arkansas Bear. He has a big night and passes it well, runs it well, and was able to earn conference honors this week.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a pleasant surprise this afternoon. I was kind of holed up in the staff room, getting prep work for Tarleton. Didn't even recognize it or see it, and one of our coaches, I guess, saw it on social media, and I was happy for Luther. He definitely deserved it. Just the all-purpose yards and accounting for 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty good night. I don't care who you're playing against. So excited for Luther, and obviously getting a chance to speak to him tonight will be fun.
And our defensive representative this week, hi Luther, will be Gary Lewis, who I got a chance to say hello to. We were having some technical things I was working through. I didn't get the chance to say hello to him. But and you've had great success, Coach, with Division II transfers, and you got another one who is actually a couple of them that are doing really well for you here in the early part of the season. We're going to talk to Gary Lewis tonight, who is not only a Henderson State transfer, but he is a Fordyce, Arkansas native. So homegrown product. I know you love getting talented players from anywhere, but it's great when we get some guys from in the state.
Yeah, Gary's a red bug. He's we've got a good staple of Fordyce players that played at high school there. They got obviously a historical program in the state of Arkansas, but Gary's been nothing but a pleasant surprise for us and what he's been able to do. When we recruited him, I told him what I needed out of him, and he's answering the call right now. We need more out of him this week, though, and it's going to be a lot to grow on from week 1 and week 2 to going into week 3. So he understands that, and I know his upside is about as good as anybody we've got on the team. So I'm excited to watch Gary continue to develop and grow and be an impact player throughout the year.
Well, they say, you can do your most improvement or you make a significant amount of improvement at the very least from week 1 to week 2. So where were the areas you felt like you guys took the biggest steps forward?
Well, I think one, we just execution and decision-making wasn't bad week 1, but we were just exposed in some areas, right? Playing an SEC opponent in the talent level Missouri. I felt like we cleaned up some of those things going into the Pine Bluff week, and I thought our attention to detail, especially late in the week in practice leading up to the game, was on point. And again, you practice like you play, and I tell our players that all the time. I think they think I have horns growing out of my face sometimes when I say it. But it's true. I mean, like, you've got to practice like you play, and when you have detailed practice, usually you're going to have a detailed game. So I thought we did that throughout the week. And, obviously the thing that sticks out to you is the turnovers, and we've got to get that corrected. I mean, right now we're -5 on turnover margin on the season. We're not creating any on defense, and we're creating too many on offense. So that's not a recipe for success. So that's something we got to get cleaned up. But, man, we were able to get the passing game going a little bit. We weren't able to do that much against Missouri, so that was great on offense. And then defensively, we stopped the run. I mean, bottom line, you hold a team to 44 yards rushing, and none of it was easy, 44 either. That's what you're looking for. So, I thought we played well. But, again, a lot of room to still improve it going into week 3 for sure.
Yeah, very balanced attack for the Bears this week. And like you said, 44 yards defensively. If you can do that the rest of the season, I think you guys are going to win a lot of games, Coach.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
318 yards rushing for Central Arkansas, 296 passing, so just shy of the 300-yard mark, and over 600 yards of total offense, and you average 7.5 yards a play. I mean, just all kinds of good things going on there. It's second year in a row you guys have dominated Pine Bluff, and again, last year a little more significant margin, but again, you take away the turnovers. You guys were in the red zone, a couple of times, one time deep in the red zone, one time threatening that, and then you had a tip ball. It was a bad break that led to one of their scores, basically, too. So, I mean, you can't just say, well, if I take all that away. But, I mean, that is part of the game. But, I mean, some tough breaks there. And again, things that are easily correctable. And I was going to ask you about it, and I heard you comment about it in the post-game press conference, and you just referenced it again here, is the lack of takeaways.
Yeah.
How much do you teach that versus how much does it happen when you're doing things right?
I promise it's being taught this week. Coach Williams he's an aggressive defensive coordinator, and that's something that we're going to put more of an emphasis on. I think we're going to do some things coverage-wise moving forward that's going to allow us to maybe have some more opportunities to maybe jump some routes and do some things. But again, I mean, like, just a tip ball, get our hands up. There's certain things you can coach that maybe if you can't get quiet to the quarterback, get your hand up so that ball happens like it happened to us, a tip ball right into the lap, right, of their defender. I mean, some of that stuff has got to be coached. And so it is an emphasis, it's a point of emphasis on offense to protect the ball, but obviously on defense, we have to create some short fields for our offense, especially when you start getting into this meat of this schedule. Because, look, it's you got a third-ranked team in the country coming in. It's going to be a tall task, and we're going to need some stuff to help us. So that's going to be a big deal this week.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get your dad stressed out yet and talk about the third-ranked team in the country coming in here, but we will certainly talk about Tarleton. And again, look, they've done a good job of building their program, and it's an exciting challenge for the Bears this week. And it will not be the last time the Bears face a ranked opponent this week, and that's a theme certainly about the show that we'll talk about in a bit. I wanted to also mention Chambers, Coach, and he obviously really likes playing against Pine Bluff. Back-to-back years now, he's had 100-yard games, and he scored his first touchdown against them last year. It was his only touchdown until Saturday, and able to score another one against the Golden Lions on Saturday. So I don't know how many more times you're going to play them in the next couple of years while he's here, but he certainly has stepped up to the plate in the 2 games against the Golden Lions.
Yeah, and that was kind of his, you could see what Landon Chambers was going to be in that game last year, right? I mean, he had a couple guys ahead of him, so, kind of in the second half, he got to go spread his wings a little bit in that game. Obviously, being the guy this year, that's just what we expect out of him, what we saw Saturday. And, again, he only had to carry the ball, I think, 14 times on Saturday. So, LC knows, and he's geared up to be a 24, 25, 26 carry guy game. So, when we need that, which this week may be the week, Landon Chambers is going to be greased up. We're going to have him ready to go.
Well, 14 for 106. The thing I love the best, and we talked about the line play last week. We talked about it again this week for their performance. 0 negative yards. There were no tackles for loss against Chambers and not many against your team. Your quarterback only had 1 negative yard overall, too, as far as rushing goes. So kept him clean. That's a good recipe for winning games down the stretch. And again, the Bears will get a significant step forward in the challenge they face this week. And we'll talk more about that as we continue on. Since we had our defensive player, Gary Lewis, for here first, we'll put him up first. See how he stands up to the speaking part of his role here. He's certainly doing a great job on the field. We'll talk to him coming up in a minute. Today, the Brown Show from Walk-Ons at Conway.
Time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Fairfield Inn has been taking care of Bear fans for over a decade now as a proud partner of UCA Athletics, and you can get the UCA rate today by visiting UCAsports.com and clicking the Fairfield Inn and Suites link at the bottom of the page, or call 501-505-8034. Go Bears!
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Walk-Ons starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
At Moix RV, customer service isn't just their motto, it's their legacy. Since 1976, they've been dedicated to providing exceptional experiences, not just selling RVs. They hear you. Words are easy, actions speak louder. That's why Moix RV has invested millions in expanding their service bays across Conway, Springdale, and Hot Springs. But service bays are just tools. It's their passionate team that truly makes the difference. Their team isn't just knowledgeable, they're tenured. Visit them today in Conway, Springdale, or Hot Springs, and let's get you rolling.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
With the pistol, take it, hand it. Washington cutting it outside. Has some room. To the corner, in the end zone. Touchdown, Central Arkansas. And it is Jalen Washington for the first time. Last week, 4 carries, 5 yards. This week, he bested that on one drive. All right, we're back here at Walk-Ons. It is 7:13, Nathan Brown Show, and we are here every Monday except for, well, the bye week, the one bye week we get. But looking forward to bringing you more winning ways, hopefully, on Mondays. And big challenge this week, Coach, as you mentioned already, and we'll dive into the Texans a little bit later. But I always want to call them the Cowboys for some reason.
I know, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because I think about the Cowboys, I think about them losing a lot.
That's definitely a Cowboy town.
And we want the Cowboys to lose this week for sure, or the Texans, I guess. But, yeah, it is for sure. But, anyway, let's talk a little bit about one more thing from last week I was going to mention, and we talked about out-of-state guys, in-state guys, getting a little bit of everything. But a lot of new guys making plays for you last week, a lot of guys who are new to campus at least. I was telling you in the break, we talked to Nylan Jones, who I had a great time playing Saturday. I don't know how much fun he had doing the interview, but Steve-O made him pretty comfortable. He did a nice job in postgame. That was the first time I think he's done a radio interview, but very solid. But I was looking through some of the defensive numbers, and you look through the tackles and, guys breaking it up. I mean, he had a nice game, and then we're going to talk to Gary Lewis here in a minute, the Henderson State transfer, and then Damari Smith, or as I guess he was listed as Mari over at Tulsa. I don't know if that's what we call him around here, but
yeah, we'll call him Mari.
Yeah, Mari had a nice game too. So good to see those guys obviously settling in, and I mean, boy, it had to be just a tough way to sort of break into your FCS career here at Central Arkansas. Some of these guys moving up, although other guys moving down, I guess, but. You go to Missouri and you face that onslaught. You see what they did last week to Kansas. They put it on them pretty good.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I mean, it's just good to see those guys that are new. And then, again, familiar faces making plays too.
Yeah, again, you got your old heads, your Bradley Clarks and your Dylan Williams and Dude Person, right? Those guys have been here, done that. But I'll tell you, I've been really pleased with our linebacker core. I mean, Ashton Williams, we talked about Nylan Jones, Kyle Vokey. I mean, Dalen Land played for us some last year, but he's got a bigger role this year, right? They've done a great job running side to side, really making us right, especially against the run, doing a great job of that. Some guys up front that haven't, we got Gary here tonight. Jacoby Shells had he had a sack last week. Obviously, Buck and Sam, we know what they do. They've done that for years for us. But another couple guys inside, Reed Jones, young redshirt freshman at defensive tackle. Man, he's going to be special. He's unique. He's big. He's got the size. Travion Traylor. Stat sheet doesn't jump out at you, but the guy is a menace in the backfield constantly. I mean, he has had a great start to his campaign here, transferring from Northwest Missouri State. We've got a lot of guys and a lot of new names and faces that are going to constantly be making plays. So I'm excited about that. And obviously, we got a great one here with us tonight.
I love a menace.
I love a menace.
He plays for us.
Yeah.
Gary, would you call yourself a menace?
Yeah, most definitely.
Sometimes at least?
A little bit. Like I'm on the field, I don't think I talk a lot or do a whole lot, but my play, I think it's pretty menacing for sure.
Can we call you a disruptor at the very least?
Definitely disruptor. 100%.
All-American in Division II.
Yes, sir.
So I guess you kind of say, hey, look, I'm handling my business here.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to see how I do at the next level. How did the thought process of coming to the FCS level at UCA come about?
Well, the way I was looking at it was like, I mean, I know I'm disruptive on film and everything, but I knew for sure I had to do it at another level. Just, you know what I'm saying, to justify everything I was doing. And I knew I could. So I looked at it as if I was like, David Walker, he played the same position. He's leaving out, he's going to the league. And I was like, I want to come in and produce the same way he did against the same talent, you know, so it could just solidify everything I was doing at my size and you know, and just let the film do the talking and not let my level do the talking. So I knew me being at D2, it was like it was going to raise some questioning and everything, but I knew at the same time it wasn't that. I just wanted to step up and show that it had nothing to do with skill level or anything. It was just I worked for it all, and I knew I could showcase my talents at the next level regardless.
When you were coming out of high school, what kind of recruitment were you getting?
So I pretty much had all D2 offers. Like I had everything in the GAC. That's where I went, and then I had a little bit of D1 raise and everything, but it was like with COVID and everything, it was kind of harder with coming out during COVID. With camps being canceled, and then I was coming off of an injury as well, so it was way harder.
So defensively, what you guys did in Henderson, how similar is it or different from what you guys are doing here as far as alignment and things like that?
So it's the exact same, but at the same time, Coach Williams and my coach, Coach Davis, they kind of put us in a better position to get to where we need to get. You know what I'm saying? They coach us up a lot on how we be making these plays and technique wise, so it makes everything easier. Like it's kind of, we drop the same, we rush the same, but the way we line up in our alignments and our assignments is way easier to understand. And it's a lot, but it's pretty understanding as long as if you coachable and you know what I'm saying, you really take your time to actually get into this playbook. It's like Madden almost.
Okay.
I love it.
That's good. So got the starting nod this week. You know, we've talked about it. Coach and I have the first couple of weeks of the show. They have allowed competition to sort of go on, and the guys who are playing are getting the opportunities. Not to say that the guys who aren't starting aren't playing well or contributing, because they are, and it's great to have that depth. But, man, I got to think that competition, when you know you can earn your opportunities and it's not over once fall camp ends, that's got to be exciting for you.
Oh, yeah. So, man, our room is I don't want to, you know, I love our DBs. I love Dylan. I love Dude. We talk about it. I asked him personally. I was like, who do you think the best position group is on defense? He was like, I think it's the safeties. I was like, man, look. You walk in our room and the competition is crazy. Like, you can put all of us in, and I'm pretty sure if you give us just a decent amount of plays, we'll all come off with a sack, off the field with a sack for sure.
Okay.
Like, our room is pretty nice and depth, and like I think that's the biggest difference. And I think that's why we're gonna stop the run a lot as well, because our depth is at the D-line position is kind of insane right now.
So you go from Fordyce to D2 to go play Missouri. How was Columbia? How was that experience taking on SEC offensive linemen?
So it was crazy. So I was talking to my coach, Coach Davis, and he was like, "Man, you get one shot. This is a tape. This they gonna look at." And I was like, and like the whole time I was quiet, the whole week I was just locked in on everything. I was locked in, and I was like, "Man, this dude a preseason All-American." The tackle I was going against. So I was like, "Look, man." And then he was talking to me. I was talking to him. He was like, "Man, you doing all that running around?" And I was like, "Look, man, you been here. I just got here." And the next play I got a sack on him. And I was like, yeah. It isn't that big of a difference, but man, them guys are there. Like they're breeded and trained into this. So it's like as long as you're doing the same thing, it's like they're doing it and everybody knows, you have to be doing it even when nobody knows, you know. So it's like you just gotta go out there and show them like you've been doing the same exact training they have been. Like no difference, just bigger level, you know, in their eyes. So
Jacoby Shell comes up from Henderson as well. What's that relationship like?
So it's been. I play with him now. This will be going on 3 seasons. I played with him the last 2 seasons, and this will be the 3rd. So we're pretty close. Like we always had a connection on both ends of the ball. I keep him straight. He keep me straight. We communicate. We've always had that little click, that little connection to help both of us play better. Like when we were at Henderson and I was coming off one edge, he was coming off the other. It's like we were chasing after stats, kind of like he would come up to me and say, "Man, you stealing my money," and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So it was just like we always had a good little connection when it comes to getting out there together.
You guys didn't know each other in high school, did you?
No, sir.
Yeah. Forest City and Fordyce too far apart. You guys didn't bump into each other on Friday nights?
But he came in the spring, and in the spring 2023, it had to be spring 23, but he came in the spring, and it was just like, man, man, he was quiet. He was just acting like he was mad all the time. I guess because he was trying to be the D1 bounce back. It's trying to be a bounce back, but he's matured a lot, and he's doing a lot of good things for sure.
How do you like being in Conway, just in general, outside of football? Have you enjoyed the community?
Yeah, I love it here. Like it's different. I can wake up early and and just everything feels normal. Like I love it here. I think I'll be here for a while.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, that's good. I hope so. We're talking to Gary Lewis, who just tuning in. Again, off to a good start. Coach, what stands out to you about what you've seen from the transfer here? 3 tackles, couple sacks, and pretty good start.
Just bend, athleticism, just explosive off the football. The one trait he has that I felt like separated David Walker over the last couple of years is just a relentless pursuit to the football. Gary has that.
Yeah.
He does not take plays off. If the ball's away from him, he's going to run. He's going to go try to track it down. I saw that all during spring, all during camp. I mean, he's got that ability. And then just his pure pass rushing ability. I mean, I don't believe that All-American left tackle, who will be a first-round draft pick from Missouri, even touched him on the play he's talking about. I mean, he went to punch him. Gary bent, put a stick move on him, and goes and sacks their quarterback. I mean, he's got that ability. So we've got to put up, again, first and second down matters so we can let those guys pin their ears back and know they can just go rush the passer and good things will happen.
Gary, what's your best move?
See, I'm a spammer. Like everything I do is a sit-up. I'll probably just say I like to run by and double swipe or run by and club mainly. But honestly, like if you watch film, you study the offensive tackle, everything is like every week is different. Like it's different because most O-linemen, they block differently, and some will overset you and some will just give you the bull rush. So depending on the game plan, everything is different. But if I'm playing a true drop back quarterback, probably definitely just a double swipe, run by, double swipe, get to the quarterback.
We'll watch for that. This is not a rivalry game per se with Tarleton, but it's obviously a huge opportunity. You played in big games before. You've been in Battle of the Ravine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty darn big around here. So this week ought to be pretty special. I mean, it was great to have a home opener last week. I'm sure it was awesome doing the Bear Walk and being part of a home day atmosphere. It was rocking, and I will give UAPB some credit for that too. But what are your feelings going into week 2 at home, I guess, against this team?
Okay, so I think I got to really – I have to have a great game this weekend. Like, it has to be probably – like, I have to really make a statement this weekend. That's the way I'm viewing it. That's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, like, when I was in the portal, I talked to the Tarleton coach. I talked to a few coaches in the conference. And, like, my mindset coming here, I was like, I really have to step – like, I really have to show them, like, why I chose UCA and what my you know what I'm saying, my journey is, and why this is my destination and everything. So it's like I was offered by Tarleton, so I have to really show up. I can't walk in and then I can't play Saturday and then they look at me like, dang, we should have never threw this kid off. So I have to, like, I have to.
Yeah, I want you to be able to walk on the field. I made the right choice.
Yeah,
have a nice trip home.
Yeah, that's how it has to be.
Yeah, we've made that trip before. It's no fun. So when they take the L, it's a long trip home.
Yeah.
Good luck this week. All right, Gary Lewis, great job. Thank you, man. We're back in a second.
Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Fairfield Inn has been taking care of Bear fans for over a decade now as a proud partner of UCA Athletics, and you can get the UCA rate today by visiting UCAsports.com and clicking the Fairfield Inn and Suites link at the bottom of the page, or call 501-505-8034. Go Bears!
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Check.
Naturally delicious.
Check.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics. Walk-Ons starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana. Family owned and operated since 1976, Moix RV represents the finest recreational vehicle manufacturers at clear see-through prices. This means no prep fees, no additional freight, free battery, free propane, and comprehensive free training on your new camper. And Moix RV is home to Camp Moix, a free camping club organizing events throughout the year. All of these things show Moix's commitment to being a customer service company that happens to sell RVs. 1213 Collier Drive in Conway, and let us show you true value.
You're listening to The Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conway, where everything is made from scratch, bringing Cajun cuisine to life. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin on the Buzz Radio Network.
First and 10 for the Bears at the 33-yard line of UAPB. Smith in motion. Richardson will throw here. Going big ball. Has Pollard in the end zone. Touchdown! Central Arkansas, 33 yards. A strike from Richardson to Pollard. He tried to hit him earlier, underthrew him, led to a penalty, and this time he hits him right in stride on the B in Bears, and the Bears extend the lead with 10:30 left. It's 40-10, and the first touchdown of the season for Pollard. All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. Luther, that's when you're supposed to give me that look like, I didn't underthrow him, man. It was a back shoulder play. Come on now, get off me.
Exactly. Yeah. Every other underthrown ball is a back shoulder in disguise.
That's exactly right. Well, that was a beautiful ball to Pollard, and we've been wondering, okay, who's going to be that guy, or maybe those guys? Who's going to step up? We know about Malachi; he's the known quantity around here. What's your relationship been like with the receivers and trying to build that rapport?
Well, it starts with the receivers coach, and I've known Jake Walker for a long time now. Coming here, we're very close, very comfortable with each other, and he has that group dialed in. There's a lot of studs in our receiver room. They all get after it. They work their butts off every day. Just a lot of talent. So having those guys to go and make plays is pretty incredible and helps me out a lot.
Well, absolutely. You have looked very comfortable. We were all, again, you come in, we're expecting you to have sort of split time, and then it's all of a sudden it's dumped in your lap. Tell me about Missouri week, and then we're going to talk about how you got here in your story. But what was it like finding out, hey, I'm the guy this week, and it's all on my shoulders now?
It's crazy how things work out sometimes. That's the crazy part about life, really, but football especially. You just never know. You never know how things are going to go. And we prepared every day like it was the day, game day. Fall camp leading up to Mizzou, we all got reps, and me and Austin were battling and getting ready for that game like each of us were going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, with Austin getting injured and having to battle that, my opportunity just came faster than I expected it to. And we were ready, we prepared for it, and it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but we prepared all fall camp for it, and we felt ready to go when the time came.
You must have some outstanding luggage. You are well-traveled as a quarterback. So let's hear about your journey. I mean, you've been really all over the place. So just talk about your trek here, if you would, about how you got to Central Arkansas.
It's a journey. It has been. I don't even know where to start, really.
Give me high school and your recruitment there and where you ended up and how you ended up here. I mean, where'd you stop along the way?
High school was different for me because a lot of kids, especially quarterbacks, went to camps, rivals camps, 24/7 camps, and I never went to any. The only camp I ever went to was the camp that my head coach ran, which was the Elite 11. And so because of that, I didn't get around for recruiting much. I didn't visit universities and maybe do all the due diligence I should have done.
Yeah.
But it was my unique journey, and it got me to where I ended up, and ended up going to the University of Cincinnati out of high school. Was there for a short amount of time, early enrolled, went the junior college route when I left there. Didn't want to jump into another 4-year university, and then most recently MTSU before here. So It's been a long journey. It's been very challenging, and it's tried me along the way. But through it all, it's gotten me to where I am now, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. And the people I'm surrounded by here in Conway.
What was intriguing about the way they play offense here and playing with Coach Brown?
Listening to Coach Brown's pitch through recruiting and talking about having a tough quarterback that is involved in all aspects of the game. I mean, that had my bells ringing right away. I love watching football. I'm a fan of football, so I watch the top teams in the country all the way down to Division III. It doesn't matter. I watch everything. And one of the schools that I love watching all the FCS powerhouses. I love watching Tommy Millott, Cam Miller, Mark Gronowski, all those. I love watching those quarterbacks.
Yeah. I loved watching Mark Gronowski this weekend. It was great.
Gosh, he's a stud.
Yeah, I was watching him struggle against Iowa State. It was a blast. I loved it.
He's a stud. Unfortunately, that didn't go his way last week. But
I'm an Iowa State grad, so I was loving it. So, yeah, I'm a little biased. But yeah, you're right. Those guys are – I mean, those programs are fun to watch. I mean, you want to be a part of something like that.
I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And that was really the pitch when I came here was, hey, you're going to have the opportunity to be that type of player. And we're going to have an offense that's built for a quarterback like that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's really in the last 3 and 4 years that I've been traveling and going all around. That's all I've prayed for is just an opportunity to have all of my game used and utilized. And, man, this offense is built for it. We've got a stud O-line. We've got dog receivers outside, and our running backs are all tough.
Yeah.
They're willing to, Coach Brown talks all the time about the dirty four. We got to get 34 yards and, pound the rock, and then from there, everything that we want and, dream about the big plays, it opens up after the 34.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of guys. I mean, every guy in that room is willing to go get 34.
No doubt. I like that. That's pretty funny. We're talking to Luther Richardson. He's the Offensive Player of the Week. Let's hear it for him in the conference this week. So congratulations after outstanding performance against UAPB. I've been with Coach Brown I covered him when he was a player in high school and then in college and then offensive coordinator, now head coach for 8 years. I've never heard him use the phrase, we want our quarterback to get his nose bloodied. Now, he's had running quarterbacks before, some really good ones. I think about, Nathan Dick. I think about Winry Smothers. I mean, they've had some guys that can really go, but I've never heard him use that phrase. How much is toughness a part of your game and what you bring to the table?
It's a huge part. I was raised that way. My parents always preached toughness to me in all areas of life, and especially when I started playing sports at a young age, they told me, if you don't have a bone sticking out of your body, if you get hit, you better bounce right back up. So that's really the type of team we have. Everybody to a man that's on the field, all 11 on our side, they're going to be on the field at a time are about that on offense and defense. It's toughness. So being surrounded by like-minded individuals is incredible.
So I think we've asked you about your parents before. It's a great story. I mean, it's interesting. They both have very unique backgrounds. Let's start with Mom first because – and I heard you say in the pregame with Steve-O last week that you were really glad that she didn't push you into swimming because that's not your strong suit. You look like you would be a pretty good swimmer, but maybe that's not your jam. So tell us about your mom, Olympic gold medalist?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And what was her discipline?
She was a breaststroke. At 15 years old, she was a world record holder. So, I joke with people all the time. That's not too much to live up to, right?
No doubt.
No pressure, Luther.
Yeah, no pressure. I joke about her not forcing swimming on me because it would have been ironic if I ended up drowned out in the desert in Arizona as a kid. So
that would have been tough, yeah.
I mean, she's incredible. She's been such a blessing in my life, and having her to really help me with my health, my wellness. I don't know how much I've talked about this before, but she does nutrition now, and she's got all of her years of experience as an Olympic gold medalist herself and working with other Olympians. She's passed that down on to me. She's got a company, 5D, check it out. It's in my Instagram.
Free plug, Mom.
Shout out, Mom.
Well, can we get an NIL deal over here? What are we doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just having her to be able to guide me and, help build me up and keep me healthy and strong, especially through these seasons, as we are getting the dirty four and getting our nose bloodied, it's incredible to have her.
Kramer, let's hold this for just one second. I want to ask about your dad, too. Your dad's got a background in the NFL. Strength and conditioning, is that what I understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who all has he worked for? And then it also sort of really shocks me that you weren't running around and going to camps, too. I mean, your dad's got this NFL background. I'm thinking, I would have figured you were in every camp you could get into. But you were around some pretty great quarterbacks over the years, right?
Yes, sir. And growing up and being in the NFL facilities and being able to go to work with Dad whenever I wanted that was a blessing. And he worked with, started off at the Jaguars, David Garrard. I grew up watching him. He's a stud. And then we went over to Denver and we were with the biggest stud, the sheriff. So that was incredible growing up. And he was always so good to me. I was too young to really realize who I was around, but looking back on it now, that was so cool. And then he finished off his career in Houston before he went and coached our high school team, helped us out in our strength and conditioning program. So, you talk about just being able to be around him and those caliber of players, Deshaun Watson, Peyton Manning, David Garrard. I saw so many cool stud quarterbacks growing up. It really was a dream just running around as a kid. And, I wish I could have been a little bit older to maybe soak it up more. But
well, if you can throw it half as good as Peyton, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You already run it better than he did, so that's good. You got that going for you. Tell me about this week. Again, I don't know how many, in your journey, big game settings, playing a top-ranked team, kind of being a home underdog. It's a pretty special environment on the Stripes, as you saw last week. But tell me about your thoughts on Tarleton and the expectations for the week.
They're an amazing team. You don't get ranked the way they are and beat the opponents they have without being tough, and they execute very well. So the turnover struggles that I had last week and, the one turnover against Missouri, that can't happen this week. I've got to be better. We got to hold on to the ball, and then we just got to execute whatever Coach Brown calls for us. I think things could get pretty interesting.
Yeah, what happened? I was going to ask you about the fumble. It was a lovely pirouette you were in the middle of when the ball popped out. What was going on there?
Yeah, I got to keep two hands on the ball. That's the pirouette would have been cool if I didn't pop it up in the air.
Yeah. Are your folks able to have they been to either of the first two?
They've been to both, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
That's great.
Yeah.
And where are they now?
They're back at my apartment right now.
But where are they? Are they living?
So they travel around a lot for work. My mom and my dad both kind of work in together doing conditioning and strengthening and nutrition as well. So they've got home base out in Huntington Beach, California, where I played junior college. My sister lives out there.
Okay.
I don't think she'll ever leave. She loves the beach too much. And other than that, they travel around for work and stay with me.
I like it. That's excellent. And I won't go into details, but it sounds like you're a little particular about what you're putting in your body over here.
Well, I am. That's the best way to put it.
All right, what's our choice? What do we go with if we're looking for the healthiest option on the walk-ons menu? Where are you going?
I'm a big fan of the chicken wings. They're delicious.
They are good.
Yeah.
You eating them naked though? He's a naked wing guy.
That's where I might lose people.
Yeah, there's only two people I know that do that. And all right,
there we go.
Three.
There we go.
All right, there you go. That's good. They are excellent, though. They're good. They're good size too. That's the key.
No doubt.
Yeah, plenty of protein in there.
Yep.
Well, listen. Shout out to your folks. It's pretty cool, and to you, and congratulations on being the player of the week this week. You off to a great start. And you and Gary making the transition look real easy over here. So you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up this week. Looking forward to seeing you Saturday.
Thank you so much.
All right, very good.
Thanks, Luther.
All right, Luther Richardson, excellent work there. And again, really good start to the season. And 18-25 for 283 and ran for 82. Statistician nerd. Josh Goff, I saw posted, is the most running yards by a quarterback since Winrick Smothers, speaking of, in 2012. He had 97 against Northwestern State. So I've already challenged him with when's the last time they went over 100. I'm sure he's already answered my tweet on that. So I'll get you that before the show, Coach. But it's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me that it's been that long since a quarterback's had that kind of running success.
Hayden, who would have thought he didn't have a 100-yard night?
Yeah.
He was electric with the ball in his hands. But not shocking that it was Winter. Winter was Southland Conference Player of the Year that year, so he had a pretty good run in 2012.
Yeah, you've had some. With some unique names too at quarterback. Winrick's is very unique.
Yeah,
I don't know that we've had a Luther at quarterback.
We hadn't had a Luther at quarterback.
I got to find out the background on that story. That's not a real common name we see these days. That's more of an old school name. So maybe named after a former player that his dad worked with or something. But anyway, all right, we're gonna hit a break. We're behind here, so we're gonna go. It's the Nathan Brown Show. Having some fun tonight. We got Monday Night Football on. Bears lead the Vikings 7-0 in an NFC North division battle, and we'll see how this one plays out. But we got a big one coming up on Saturday on the Stripes, and we'll talk more about that when we come back. Stick around. Be back in a second.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Fairfield Inn has been taking care of Bear fans for over a decade now as a proud partner of UCA Athletics, and you can get the UCA rate today by visiting UCAsports.com and clicking the Fairfield Inn and Suites link at the bottom of the page, or call 501-505-8034. Go Bears!
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
At Moix RV, customer service isn't just their motto, it's their legacy. Since 1976, they've been dedicated to providing exceptional experiences, not just selling RVs. They hear you. Words are easy, actions speak louder. That's why Moix RV has invested millions in expanding their service bays across Conway, Springdale, and Hot Springs. But service bays are just tools. It's their passionate team that truly makes the difference. Their team isn't just knowledgeable, they're tenured. Visit them today in Conway, Springdale, or Hot Springs, and let's get you rolling.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics. Walk-Ons starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Go Purple, go Gray, go UCA. You're listening to The Nathan Brown Show on the Buzz Radio Network, coming to you live from Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway. A great place to take the family or catch the game. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin.
Chambers, they're going to play action, throw it outside, caught by Malachi Henry. Touchdown, Central Arkansas. There's a big collision at the 5 with the defender and one of the receivers. It was Arlie Lee that got crossed up with him. No flag comes out, but there was nobody near Malachi Henry. You talked about them guessing on the defensive side. Well, they guessed wrong on that one, Chris, and the Bears get an easy touchdown out of it, take their first lead of the season. All right, welcome back here, and that was a finish off of a long drive and a stroll into the end zone for Malachi Henry, Coach, likely to be his easiest touchdown catch of the season. Brilliantly drawn up. You guys read it perfectly. 14-play, 90-yard drive. You got a 5-play, 72-yard drive. How about a 9-play, 75-yard drive and a 12-play, 98-yard drive? How about that? That's pretty exciting to be able to get it down the field from the 2-yard line over 5 minutes. And again, so many things can go wrong procedurally. I mean, incomplete passes, obviously potential turnovers. I mean, a 98-yard drive, that's hard to complete.
Well, I think the encouraging thing is you were able to matriculate the ball down the field. It didn't just come off of one play, right? Like, those are always nice, and obviously we're not going to not take those. But,
right.
But when you can get multiple, 7, 8, 9+ play drives in a game, what does that also do? It kills time possession. And your best defense is what? Defense on the sideline. And so let's keep the chains moving. A good run game will do that. Here's what I tell people. I mean, like, buckle up. We're going to be in a slobber knocker for the rest of the year, and I want to be in those games because I want to be the most physical football team. And that's the 9 years ago, whenever I was working for Coach Campbell, that was the mindset he had, and that was one thing that I've taken from him as a play caller. Is like, we're going to run the football, and we're going to be creative to run the ball, and we're going to have to continue to be more creative running the ball as we play tougher competition. But we are going to try to control the line of scrimmage, and that's what we were able to do on Saturday night.
Well, the defense virtually gave up 10. I mean, there was the one
exactly.
turnover. They run it down to the 1 and then scored a couple plays later. But at the end of the day, played really well there, and we could heap praise on those guys all day. But I just want to talk individually about the units. We just talked to Luther, played great, obviously player of the week. But the offensive line, let's start there. Two really good weeks. They're just blowing holes open. The running back group separately, and then the receivers, because, again, who was going to step up outside of Malachi? We saw Ty Durham finally get off and get a touchdown this weekend, and then Pollard, who really looks the part, Coach. He's exciting. So just if you would, walk us through those three position groups and give us your thoughts so far.
Well, I'll be quick with all three, but let's start with the offensive line again. No sacks on the night, rushed for 318 net yards, and bottom line is there was, you mentioned it earlier, there was not maybe one or two negative plays on the night, and so that's encouraging for those guys. They controlled the line of scrimmage. We've got multiple run schemes that we're implementing at defenses, and so they're able to execute those. I thought they did handled up week one well too, almost 160 yards against Missouri, and you turn the page, and Missouri holds a top 25 caliber team in Kansas to 20 yards rushing. So look, those guys are doing great. Coach Boyd can give him hats off. He does a great job with those guys. He has those guys prepped and ready to play. As far as running backs go, again, I've talked about Landon till I've been blue in the face at what I think he can be. But again, you see Cam Young step up. You see Jalen Washington step up. I think we've got to utilize Chapman McCown in more unique situations, get him on the edge, kick and fly. But those four guys are special. Jalen's got a little bit of that burst in him, right? He scored our first touchdown on Saturday night. He bounced a counter outside, and he was hard to catch, right? And then Cam Young, look, the dude's a bruiser. He is a 220-pound bruising tailback. Big thighs, that's the way you want him to look. Real big lower body. Just has a chance to be a unique talent for us this year. I love that group. And then let's go to wide receivers. How many times have I talked about Ty Durham? Look, we know Malachi. Ty Durham looks the part. He's going to be the part. He's special. Tyrell Pollard, one of the most. Let's use the word. I don't even want to put bad juju on him. He has some of the biggest upside we've coached here. Just quick twitch off the ball, really long, can really get in and out of his breaks. Maybe the best 5 yards I've ever coached. Tristan Edwards had a catch or two the other night. Manny Smith didn't get him involved as much as I'd like to. Had a big first play of the second half. He's going to continue to be special as well.
And let's not sleep on our tight ends. How about Ben Hallmark with a couple of catches? Yeah, that was
big. And then we're down Cosmeyer right now. Our starting tight end for the Missouri game. Hopefully get him back in a couple weeks. But, yeah, Ben had a couple good catches. Keelan Jr. had a big night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to talk about Tarleton at length in the next segment. We've got our 2-minute drill is back. I asked you last week, what's a change that you would make in the rules if you had your way? And you said, I'm going to need to think about it. You've had a week. Now you only got like 2 minutes. So we'll see if we can put the thinking cap on and come up with something here. All right, we're back in a second at Walk-Ons in Conway. Stick around.
Starts every dish from scratch and only uses fresh ingredients to bring their mouth-watering Cajun cuisine to life. Whether you're there for dinner with the family, date night, cocktails with the girls, or to watch the UCA Bears on the big screen, Walk-Ons is always happy to share their Louisiana culture with you. Walk-Ons, game day with a taste of Louisiana.
It's game time at Fairfield Inn and Suites in Conway, located 3 miles from the University of Central Arkansas campus, and they are ready to play ball. Fairfield Inn has been taking care of Bear fans for over a decade now as a proud partner of UCA Athletics, and you can get the UCA rate today by visiting UCAsports.com and clicking the Fairfield Inn and Suites link at the bottom of the page, or call 501-505-8034. Go Bears!
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Family owned and operated since 1976, Moix RV represents the finest recreational vehicle manufacturers at clear see-through prices. This means no prep fees, no additional freight, free battery, free propane, and comprehensive free training on your new camper. And Moix RV is home to Camp Moix, a free camping club organizing events throughout the year. All of these things show Moix's commitment to being a customer service company that happens to sell RVs. 1213 Collier Drive in Conway, and let us show you true value. HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
We're talking Bear football tonight on the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway and broadcasting live from their location at 955 South Amity Road.
Chambers stays in a running back. Low snap, play action across the middle. Durham got it and took a shot in the end zone. Goes up, holds on, and they said he's a little crazy. Well, guess what? He looked like he loved that one. He caught it. He scored it. His first as a Bear, and the Bears extend the lead. Coach, am I right to say that Ty Durham wouldn't have it any other way, getting whacked on a touchdown catch like that for his first score?
You agree, Luther? I mean, dude's a psychopath. I mean, like, literally, like, he gets mad when he doesn't get hit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's just an old school. He's got a great story, too. We're going to get him on here in a couple weeks or whenever. But, like, I mean, just starting out as a baseball player at Southern Miss, transferring, and son of a coach, coaching family. I mean, just certified psychopath, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love that. Well, let's talk about this week. And I was going to mention this, too. I did a little math here, and the new rankings came out. And for those who haven't seen them yet, the top 25 is riddled with future Central Arkansas opponents. The highest of those, of course, comes in this week with Tarleton State at number 3. Number 13, Abilene Christians, the last game of the year. Number 21, Sacramento State, next week. Number 22, Austin Peay on the road later this year. Gave Georgia a heck of a game this weekend. Lamar in 2 weeks, number 24. And West Georgia enters the rankings this week at number 25. Good luck, Coach. What a schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. So, I mean, we talked about before the season, this league is pretty dang impressive. And there are a couple teams that we maybe didn't expect to be in the rankings a few weeks in, but here we are. Pretty exciting stuff coming up here, and it starts with Tarleton.
Yeah, and you got Eastern Kentucky getting votes. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean,
I think Southern Utah just fell out, too.
I mean, Southern Utah, we know what they are. They lost a weird one on Saturday, but again, we know they're good. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, you got to buckle up every week, and I guess that's the challenge of coaching is just, you know, that's why you just got to focus 1 week at a time. And this sounds terrible, but like you just buckle up and do everything you can to win this week. And whoever's left and available, you get up and buckle up and do it again next week. I mean, that's what football is. And that's what makes it tough. That's why football is a unique job as a coach. It's not like any other sport. Like literally you got people physically beating each other up.
Yeah.
And so you got to hope you stay healthy. You got to hope the ball bounces your way. You got to hope that you get a call here or there. I mean, there's just a lot of factors into it. But, man, it's fun. It's fun. It's going to be a fun season.
Oh, can't wait. Well, this week's going to be fun, too. And Tarleton State disrespected Jerry Rice's alma mater, Mississippi Valley State, this weekend, 59-3. Just an absolute obliteration this weekend. And, again, they've got the preseason Offensive Player of the Year, Victor Gabales, 20-27, 295, 5 touchdowns, no picks for him. And did lose a really outstanding running back, but they've got a good collection there as well. And their leading rusher this weekend had 61 on 10 carries, so pretty good average there. And then a couple of weeks ago, that was the big story, of course. And if you go trickle-down theory, pretty scary stuff. They beat Army in double overtime, 30-27, an Army team that just went to Manhattan, Kansas, and beat a Kansas State team that almost beat a top 15 team in Ireland in the first game of the college football season. So, obviously, this is a pretty tough test here this week, Coach.
Well, I said it to a group today that I think FCS-wise, I don't know who has a better resume at this point. I mean, with a win against a team, an Army team that was a top 25 team all year last year,
right.
I don't know what they have returning, but again, it's Army, right? I mean, you go beat a triple option team like that, and it's as physical as they are. That's impressive. They go on the road and week 0 beat a Big Sky opponent, a respectable win again in the Big Sky Conference at Portland State. Obviously, Mississippi Valley State, that's not as difficult opponent, but you handled business like you were supposed to. Mississippi Valley State does not have Jerry Rice running around on that team. I can affirm that.
Yep.
Confirm that. But
Yep.
but again, a win like they should have. So yeah, it's a challenge. This is the biggest game in Conway, Arkansas since 2017 against Sam Houston State when they were, I believe, 1 or 2 in the nation at that point, and we host them early in the year. So this is a big moment. This is a big opportunity. It's week 1 of conference season, as far as the UAC goes, and obviously you heard the polls. I mean, it's a talented league, and Tarleton's at the top of it. They were picked first in the league. We were picked 5th in the league. We ought to have a little chip on our shoulder. It ought to be we ought to feel a little disrespected as a program and as a team to be home underdogs, and that's motivation in itself.
Absolutely. All right, let's see our 2-minute drill, and you don't have to have an answer, but if you do have one, I'm curious, a rule change that you would like to make. We did get some good rule change in the offseason. Talk to me. This. Holding the arms out for the players?
Yeah.
Don't want that?
Well, no, not even the players. I'm talking about the ref.
Okay.
I don't like the substitution deal. That slows me down on offense.
Okay.
Especially when we run out to our sideline. I don't know if you noticed that, but you could not be changing personnel. But watch, when you run out, it's a rule. If you run out on your sideline, in other words, the ball carrier gets pushed out on his sideline, it's an automatic substitution.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay, fair.
I'm not subbing. Let me run tempo.
That makes sense. It's only fair. I want to ask you a question that doesn't involve your program. Arkansas State just played this weekend while you guys were playing UAPB. I heard somebody make the argument today we need to do some sort of weekend classic where these happen every year. Would you want to play an in-state opponent every season, or do you like a little more variety?
No, love it. Would love to.
Okay.
I think it has a lot of lust to it. Heard Governor Sanders talking about it this morning on the radio driving into work. She's obviously all for it. She was very, very adamant about that, so I would be all for it.
What about your thoughts on neutral site games?
Not a huge fan.
Okay. All right.
I think it loses the lust of what college football is.
All right. Very good. Last thing here. Last drive to win a game. We saw a classic last night. You going Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, or somebody else? Who you taking?
I got to take Mahomes. I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowls. He's pretty special. Tell you what, though, Josh Allen's nipping at his heels.
Josh Allen was so ridiculous.
So Josh Allen's going to be more of a threat in a 2-minute situation with his feet, whereas Mahomes not quite the threat with his feet. But it's hard to supplant Mahomes out of that right now. If you gave me my ultimate choice of all time, you know who I'm going with.
Yes, well, I don't know if you want current Tom Brady, but if you get Tom Brady in prime, I
probably would take current Tom Brady.
You probably would. Ty Durham's not the only crazy person around here, that's for sure. All right, last thing here, Coach. Final thoughts on preparation for Tarleton and some keys this week.
Well, it's a big week for us. We've got to get better. We got to prep work and put the time and effort in. We got to practice like we play. We got to protect football. We got to protect the football, and we have to create turnovers. Any big game I've won. I did the math. I think I've been a part of as an assistant coach and a head coach 4 games against top 5 programs. We've won 3 of the 5. In those 3 games we've won, we've had an early big play on defense. Whether it's a pick 6, if you remember back in 2017, first drive, Trey Smith, pick 6, start the game out against Sam Houston State. You got to have something early like that. We got to win the turnover battle.
Strip sack, scoop and score.
I'll take Gary Lewis on
How about that, Gary? I mean, no pressure. Exciting stuff. Big opportunity for the Bears this week. It's the number 3 team in the country. It is a 6 o'clock kick. It is a 5 o'clock pregame on the UCA Radio Network. We will be back here to recap it next week, and it could be a whole lot of fun if the Bears get win number 2 on the season. Looking forward to it. Thanks for being with us. This has been the Nathan Brown Show here from Walk-Ons, and we will see you Saturday and join you next week right here in Conway. Good night, everybody.